Hey guys, Qwerty Afro here. I know I haven't done a video in a long time, but anyway, here I am doing a train simulator video. I'll try to do more, but it's mainly because I'm doing a lot of college work and stuff like that, so I'm just trying to find the balance. Obviously, college is more of my priority, but I definitely will try and squeeze in some more videos through the week and whatever, more Season Motion 2, probably some SimCity as well, and also my stream on Saturday evening UK time. Anyway, we are going to do a Let's Play of Train Simulator 2014 here. We're going to be doing this mission. I think it's called Short Form, and it's where I drive, I think it's where I drive a formation of, let's just put everything in place, like lights and stuff like that. Let's go a little bit around and stuff. This is basically, I'm also doing it on career mode. Okay, the doors don't want to open because, you know, that's how it is on some of these platforms. But I'm driving a combination of a Class 444 and a Class 450. Oh wow, the doors really don't want to open. So this is actually, I think it is allowed in real life. They do this kind of formation sometimes, but it's very rare that you actually see it in real life. Oh, there's another Class 444 coming in. It's very, very rare that you see this formation in real life. It's only sometimes maybe when they don't have enough stock of trains and stuff like that. Picked up passengers. You're calling your passengers at Woking. You will now call at Walthamstow, Guildford, Farncombe, Godalming, Milford, Witney, and Haslemere, and where another driver will relieve you. So let's head off. I'm doing this on career, obviously. So everything is done, like everything's scored and I get points and stuff like that, so I must drive on my best behavior. Class 44, I don't really like the cab. It's very claustrophobic. With the Class 450, it's really claustrophobic. I don't know how real drivers in real life handle this kind of claustrophobic, because I've seen it. I take the sometimes the 450 to school. And well, I either travel on the 450 or the 455 or the 458 Juniper. But the 450s really have one of the most uncomfortable cabins I think I've ever seen. I honestly just do not get how people can stay in this. It's just literally confined. It's because of this gangway here for passengers, and that's why I slightly prefer the what's it, the Class 360. Which you can get on the Great Eastern main line on this game. Like, I honestly prefer that kind of arrangement. Oh, no, this is not fast. I thought that was red light was for me, and I was just like, what the hell? I should be fine. We can speed up a little bit. Yeah, we should be fine. Warbleston's our next station, platform 2. We cannot go over 40 yet. Now we can go over 40, so we can give it a little bit of a blast. Let's give it a little run by, see how the train looks. But as I said, it's rare to see this kind of formation, but they do sometimes do it. I've not seen it personally. Actually, I might have actually once at Waterloo, but it's so rare to see it. But the thing is, both types of train, both classes of train are practically identical in the kind of coupling mechanisms. The gangways are pretty much the same, so they're practically the same type of train, just they're differently laid out, and obviously they're different colours. They have different door layouts. The Class 44 has. The Class 44 has obviously single leaf doors, while the Class 450 has double leaf doors. So, you know, as I said, it's rare to see, but if anyone has actually seen this formation in real life, I would love to know when do you see it, because maybe they do use it on a special time on the timetable or whatever, but I think normally they don't use it. They probably just use it in case probably stocks of trains are running out, so they need to put two of these together or whatever. That's what I think personally. That's what they use, but I might be completely wrong. They might actually use it for actually a valid reason. Yeah. Right, we're approaching now Walthamstow, platform 2, and I think I'm going to get I'm going kind of fast, but I think this is a decent speed to brake from. Okay, and it's kind of early morning-ish. Yeah, it's early morning-ish. So we're technically driving a 9-coach train. That's, yeah, I think we're technically driving a 9-coach train. So we have 5 and then we have 4. So we're just slimming past 8. I don't know if these platforms can, yeah, I think this platform can. But let's, there we go. Okay, we're all okay. Everything's on. There we go. This is Warpleston. As you can see, single leaf doors. Carriage is very similar. This is first class, obviously. So class 4-4s here at the front, made up of 5 carriages, and then at the back down here we have our lovely class 450s. And as I said, this is the thing. The coupling systems are pretty much the same. So there's not going to be much of a kind of problem. Even as I said, in real life they do this, so there's no problems doing this because they're pretty much practically the same train. But yeah, but the only thing that's different is that these doors in this game close faster than these doors, as I will quickly just kind of pan out and show you. Which is something I really hate about the Class 4-4, and also the new Class 360s, that the doors close too fast. Like, this is how the doors should close, but for the Class 360 and the Class 4-4, for some reason, you know, I don't know why they did it. They're probably lazy or something, but they just forgot to make it like close slowly like the Class 450. I don't know. If that bugs you guys, I don't know, tell me in the comments if that kind of bugs you, because it definitely bugs me. Because why the doors close and then basically it still makes noise when the doors are closed, and what's the point? But the Armstrong, there is an Armstrong, and here comes the beeping sound here, the delayed beeping sound. There, just close. Yep, we've closed the doors definitely around here. But basically the Armstrong pack, they have an Armstrong pack for the Class 450, 444, 360 and the 380 for the ScotRail for Class 390, and it obviously adds new sounds and etc. But also it actually fixes the timing of the sound on the doors. So basically, if you're driving a 360, obviously the doors close faster than the actual sound that carries on after. They he or whatever, she or whatever that does the Armstrong packs, they've changed it so that the actual sound is shorter as how the doors close really fast, which I think is really good because that makes it a little bit more realistic. Yeah. Also guys, tell me like also what routes you would want me to do, anything like that specifically. I just kind of picked this Portsmouth route. I was kind of requested, a few people have asked it, commented, messaged me about it, and definitely people have been requesting Edinburgh to Glasgow route, and people want like a full route with all stops included. I will try and do that. Obviously those type of routes which are very long, obviously I wouldn't want to upload the whole scenario fully of a single route, because it would be a huge file, and it would be such a long video. But what I could do is I could probably record it and then basically just cut some scenes off it, like cut the journey times between certain stations which are, say, long, because you obviously in this game you have certain stations, like especially on the Edinburgh to Glasgow route, you have certain stations which are literally miles long between each station, and that's just, in a video it's just me, it'll probably be just me rambling on just like for 10 minutes while we're trying to get to the next station, and I don't think that's just wasted time of making video just for like going through like just like say mainly fields and stuff. It'll be pretty much through that through Edinburgh and Glasgow, and there's also the West Coast main line that goes up to Scotland, which I've done on the Class 390, I think it is. Right, we are entering Guildford. We've been allowed to go to platform 4. Let's see if there's any traffic or anything in here. I hope there is. Well, it's early in the morning. It's only like, what, 7:52, so you know, hope everyone's up. Right, We can. That's fine for now. We can start slowing down a little bit. I don't want to go into the station and just be already too slow to like. Because that's all. I try to find a balance of going into a station. If I go into a station too slow, then I'm just going to be wasting time trying to crouch forward to get to the stopping position. If I go in too fast, obviously I'm going to have to brake really harshly, and that's bad points. And and also I can overrun. Well, if I find the optimum speed, I kind of just go nicely to a nice smooth halt. Like I can, once all the carriages have gone now on, I can just leave it in whatever 50-60% brake power, and then it will just slowly but surely slow down by itself, and I don't even have to do much work, which is really cool. But anyway, we're here at Guildford platform 4. It looks like we're going to be actually we're going to be staying here a little bit, because obviously there's a first Great Western service obviously departing, so we're just going to let that pass. I don't know what service goes from from Guildford to someone tell me in the comment section below, where does this train go to? Somewhere Guildford to, I don't know, not to Reading, but yeah, actually even might be Reading actually, but I don't know, it's not Reading, could be Gatwick Airport, I don't know, someone just tell me in the comment section below if you know the route. But anyway, we're here at Guildford. Our lovely 9 coach train is here. Let's just scoot all the way to the back instead of moving with the camera. Guildford is an interesting station. Obviously you have like this side platform here, obviously from services, probably from London Waterloo on the slow side, or you know, class, mainly in real life I think class 455 stop there, so you know. Oh good, at least because this is an official rail simulator scenario, at least they fucking got the destination boards right. I really hate scenarios that really don't get their destination boards right. Like it's just like, if you have them in the game. Oh wow, here look, Waterloo. What's here? Waterloo via Basing. So some of them are glitched up. You picked up passengers. Okay, we know. We just need to proceed to other stations or whatever. Blah blah blah. One to Waterloo via Basingstoke. Stupid. And is this one right? Nope, Waterloo. We're not given the clear to go. Let me check tab. No, we're not given any permission, so we actually have to just wait it out here to be allowed to go. Oh, amber. So we're just gonna crouch up the station, give it about 40% power, and just let it go out. There's no point of actually rushing it, because obviously it's an amber, the next one's going to be red, so there's no point of like really blasting out the station. And also we have only a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit, so it's not even practical anyway, even if we had a green light. And then I love the contrast between blue and white. It looks so unusual. Anyway, there it goes into the tunnel. Our next station is Farcombe, platform 2, so, you know. And there's another, it's a 4-coach, yes, 4-coach, first Great Western, oh no, 5-coach. Little rare to see, I've never seen a 5-coach. What class are they? Class 125? I don't know. I don't know all my classes off by heart, but you know. Okay, let's speed up a little bit. Even though I will be prepared to kind of slow down in a bit if I see like a red light, because obviously we're on amber still, so we don't wanna overshoot. But I think if we zoom forward, oh, it's green, so we can go full. The first Great Western service that was in front of us turned, so it's off our path, so we can just go for it, which is good. I like sounding the horn for no apparent reason. Okay, 70 miles an hour, let's go for this. very nice area. Portsmouth Direct Line has some of the nicest the scenery, I think, out of all the kind of lines I've played. And like most of the other ones, they just kind of look plain. Well, this one, like, I don't know, the south of England's kind of feels kind of look more interesting, they're nicer to look at. But I don't know, it's very opinionated, obviously. Some people like the other route, some people like this route, some people, you know. But definitely this has probably one of the kind of nicer sceneries, and also because it's third rail, there's no overhead wires or anything, so you kind of just get the whole kind of perspective. Like, while, like, say on the Great Eastern Main Line, you have like overhead wires and all the kind of like steel work around it to kind of support the wire, which I don't know, like, I would like to hear from you guys. What do you like, third rail for electric trains, or do you like overhead wire for like pantographs and trains and stuff like that? Because I think to myself sometimes, like, which one is actually the best one or whatever. Like, maybe obviously I would think overhead wire is definitely more optimal for high speed services, because I don't know, they use AC for overhead wires, and I think that's better for high speed and like electric conversion and stuff like that. While I think motors are mainly AC motors as well, so that's why DC, which is what third rail uses. That's why I think maybe they're a little bit inefficient, because basically I don't think trains are DC. They have DC motors. They basically have converters, so they collect electricity in DC, and then they basically convert it into AC. So that's why third rail is a little bit. Oh wow. Oh, this station might not be long enough for us. Oh, might be. We might, but oh. We might have just got in. Oh, we might have just got in. Let's just give it a check. Ah. Well, we're a 9-coach train. What are you gonna do? We're a 9-coach train, and probably this station doesn't even see like 8-coach trains. It probably just sees 4-coach. Well, it probably sees 8-coach, but it definitely doesn't see 10-coach or even 9-coach, which is like the most odd thing. But yeah, anyway, back to like the discussion of third rail. South West Trains is one of the only networks that actually uses third rail mostly throughout the whole thing, and have high-speed sections that are all third rail. And it's really interesting to, like, sometimes when I watch trains go by, and it's when these fast trains that are on third rail, it's interesting because there's a lot of sparks, obviously, because you have to think about this. On third rail is a metal shoe underneath, like mainly at the front ends of the back ends of the train, that is literally gliding, and it kind of like almost it's scraping almost the metal third rail, and obviously that's going to have a lot more traction and a lot more friction than, say, overhead wires, which only a small surface area of the pantograph actually touches. So I don't know why maybe South West Trains, it was maybe easier for them to do third rail. Maybe they didn't have the money at the time to build AC wire, overhead wires and whatever, blah blah blah. I'm kind of losing my words here, but yeah, maybe it wasn't right for them, or maybe they had some maybe there was some protection acts against them doing it because of maybe some scenery issues and whatever. So they were like, no, we don't want overhead wires. You can do third rail. I don't know. Be an interesting discussion to hear what you guys think of it. Like, do you guys prefer third rail, or do you prefer AC overhead wires? And even though I think pretty much the whole country is AC overhead wires, and it's mainly the southeast region that has third rail, and this is like to do with maybe stuff like because of the underground that runs on 4 rails. So I'm thinking, you know, because they run on 4 rails, obviously some of these trains have to be maybe compatible on third rail. So, oh wow, we need to slow down. I hope we're not harshly braking. Oh, we should be fine. But yeah, you have like stuff like the London Overground, which is third rail. And to be honest, the London Overground is fine on third rail because it doesn't really travel that fast. I'm talking about like, I think, and also like Southwest Trains doesn't really travel that fast. Let's be honest, they don't travel like at really fast speeds, like over 100 miles an hour. They probably travel up to 75, or even maybe up to even 90. But I don't know. It's really interesting how they chose to opt in for third rail, or maybe even save the money. Because I would think third rail would be so much more cheaper infrastructure wise than overhead wires, because overhead wires you have to actually build metal steel like kind of frames that hold the wire in place, while with a third rail you just put basically an additional rail alongside an existing rail, so you just have the actual metal for the rail, while for overhead wires you have the steel or whatever for the actual wire, then you have to have steel for the actual framework, which literally is like every 100 or 50 meters there's a thing holding up rail, and you have to take into consideration all of that material that's being used just to support the actual electricity being carried through the rail, which I think is like, you know, kind of inefficient in the sense of like material choice and stuff like that, because you're using more material to actually it's indirectly supporting the electricity in a sense that this third rail is directly actually helping towards the electricity. It's carrying the electricity through. It's giving the electricity to the train. While an overhead wire, the wire is giving the electricity to the train, but the actual steam framework around it isn't. It's just supporting the wire, which is giving it to the train. So it's basically you're paying for more material to support electricity to be given to the train, while the third rail isn't, and that's why probably third rail is cheaper. But you know, I think that was a good discussion, you know. And I'd like to hear your guys' opinion on it. Do you like third rail? Do you like AC wires? What's your kind of look at them? Or maybe like I've been talking nonsense and stuff, and maybe I've said things wrong. Maybe there's a reason why Southwest Trains maybe use third rail. Maybe third rail doesn't have advantages. Maybe AC overhead wires have disadvantages. I don't know. Tell me in the comment section below. I really would love to hear your thoughts about it. So, we just left some station. Oh wow, I keep forgetting that that's the thing. We just left Godalming, and we're now heading to Milford, platform 2. So far so good. We haven't actually gotten any penalties, which is really good actually. I'm surprised we haven't broken any speed limits. We haven't braken that harshly. We haven't accelerated that harshly, and we're going pretty good. So far so good. So hopefully going for that gold medal for this career scenario mission. But for other scenarios that I will do, or other like let's play kind of missions I will do in this game, definitely I'll try and do more Edinburgh, London to Glasgow, what am I saying into Glasgow? Glasgow to Edinburgh, because loads of people have been requesting it, and I hear you. But as I said, I will not record the whole thing. If I do like say if I do say Glasgow to Edinburgh, I'm not going to record the whole thing. I'm just going to record like the main kind of like going into the station or whatever, and then basically cut out the really long dull bits just between the. Oh wow. We're not going to make it for this one because the platform is way too small. But again, we just clipped it here. Look how close we're doing this. This is great. And it's actually opening the doors, which is good to see. Yeah, pretty much 2 carriages wasted, because again, the station pretty much cannot accommodate. It can't accommodate. I don't even think it can accommodate 8 coach trains. So actually, it might. No, Because if this isn't, well, the Class 44 has longer carriages than the Class 450, so this station probably can accommodate 8 coach trains, but definitely not this kind of unusual 9 coach train. But yeah, just waiting here now to leave for the doors to close, and then we can just head off to our next station, which I forgot what it was called. But also another thing, okay, good, we got the 125 bonus. Our next station is Whitley. But another thing I like thinking about this map, Portsmouth Direct Line, and also the thing with Southwest trains in this game. I wish they did a London Waterloo terminal for Southwest trains, because it's crying out so badly to have one. Like, I'm so annoyed that they put Clapham Junction in this game for the London to Brighton, etc. and whatever. And they put in the Southern stuff. They put in also Southwest trains that can go past Clapham Junction, but it kind of just feels so. The game feels so lacking that you can't go to Waterloo. You have even Queen's Road Battersea, which is kind of like an unofficial station in the game, but it'd be just so cool. What I personally want is I want them to make a London Waterloo to Reading route, because obviously they have Reading in the game already from the first Great Western line from London Paddington. It would be just so cool if they had a London Waterloo to Reading. And all they would need to do, because they already have 2 trains that run on the line, which is the Class 450s and sometimes the Class 455s, not 555. But basically, they have all the resources. They can also even add in the Class 358 Juniper if they really want to. Like, I really want to see that train in this game. I think it'd be really cool, because the train in real life is really interesting. It was like one of Britain's most unreliable trains, and it was refurbished, and it's now one of Britain's most reliable trains, which I find was so amazing. But anyway, they're renovating the whole kind of like Class 358 they're making it like 10 cars long, and they're taking the coaches from the Class 356, I think it is, that used to run on the Gatwick Express, the Darth Vader trains, as they were given, because then they literally generally look like Darth Vader trains. But they were basically obviously disused from the service, and then basically their coaches and stuff are going to be used to extend the 358 range on Southwest trains, which is really cool. I've seen some pictures of how they look refurbished, and they actually look really, really good. So I can't wait for that for those to be shown. And I think it would be so cool if they added like a Reading section in this game, or like to Reading from Waterloo, and add an actual Waterloo terminal. I think that's what this game needs in terms of Southwest trains, because Southwest Trains' main terminal is London Waterloo. It has no other terminal but London. Oh wow, we used an emergency brake. No, I didn't want to use it. Whoa, highway stops. Oh damn that. But we only lost 1 point, so it's not the end of the world. So you know. But I'm a bit annoyed that we didn't use we used no emergency brake. But it wasn't like, well, it wasn't that I needed to. It's just I was kind of braking, and I was like, I wasn't going to stop, but I didn't mean to go full way. Sometimes I kind of slip onto the emergency brake by accident, and I'm like, oh, you know, fuck it. But this is a career scenario, so I'm just like, oh no, why did I do this? But yeah, anyway, Whitley Station, platform 2. I guess we can go out and watch the train go, and it closes its doors. Again, the lovely white and blue combination of the Class 444 and the Class 450. And now our last stop, Haslemere. Let's get her rolling. Wow. As you can see, the train is rolling because we're going down a gradient. So gravity works in this game. Gravity pulls down the train if there's a hill. So, you know, that's realism. it's as real as it gets. And there's a weird looking Russian man with a winter coat looking at us. I think we're gonna go now. And again, we have the annoying beeping sounds because the actual doors have closed. But this is a little glitch as well. Sometimes if you basically go onto free camera and you go around and you actually let the train close its doors and the train departs and you go back into the cab, it doesn't register that the doors have closed, so it basically goes back into the cab and it basically it thinks it's at the time when the doors close, not after the doors close, which is, I don't know, a little problem that really could be easily resolved. I'm saying dissolved. It could be resolved with a little bit of coding. Come on, like, it's not a big issue, but it's something that could be fixed for the future. But yeah, these are like some of my favorite parts along the route. It's really nice. You can like tell like why I now like it. It has a lot more trees and stuff like that, while other like landscapes and stuff, they don't really have much. It's just bare farmlands and stuff like that, which I don't really like. So this is definitely a really cool little stretch of it's a cool stretch of landscape driving through here. And there's also like past Haslemere, and when you go like towards Roland's Castle and just generally towards like oh god, what's the station called? Harding? Havant. When you go towards Havant, it's basically just a kind of like downhill. There's like a tunnel. It's really cool. Like there's a cool downhill, and then there's like a tunnel where you have to actually decrease your speed. But yeah, third rail going this fast. Because like if, oh wow, we're getting oh no, this is just a speed restriction, so it's nothing to really worry about. But I think in real life, I was watching this, there probably would be sparks on the third rail, etc. Like I've seen some, like I think I was at Wimbledon Station and I was watching some of the Class 4.4s and even the Class 450s go by, and it was literally just like, it's interesting to see. There were a lot of sparks, definitely. It's definitely when they like switch and touch off the third rail, there's a lot of sparks in there. While there is sparks on the overhead wires, definitely. There's definitely a lot of that. Because there's a lot of electricity being passed through there. Like even like I was watching even the Virgin trains, and they literally have even though there are multiple pantographs that could be raised above, they only need one, and it's literally just crazy how one is just collecting everything, and it's literally continuously sparkling when it's going at full speed. So you know, we need to basically now slow down. We need to get below 30 because we don't want to lose any more points, but we don't want to go too slow. But there we go, guys. We're now about to arrive at Haslemere, our final stop. There's already a train that's leaving. So basically we're the kind of... Oh no, actually no, this train apparently carries on because it said that a driver would relieve me, so, you know. But I don't get why it didn't need to switch tracks. Oh, or maybe it's a driver that will drive back for me. That's what I think. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I definitely think. Yeah, there goes the other train, and then I like to always switch the lights back like it's going, and then open the doors. And we have arrived at Haslemere, where this train terminates. Not too bad, actually. Quite a long train, obviously it's 9 coaches, but yeah. Well, this station can accommodate 10 coach trains because it can accommodate 2 sets of class 4-4s, so you know, this is a good length. But yeah, Haslemere station, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this little train drive journey with me from Woking to Haslemere. Definitely leave some suggestions and stuff of what I should do in the comment section below, and I'll try and do some for this game. And some SimCity. What was it? SimCity is also. Oh wait. You will now be required to drop off the 4-row coaches ready for the next stop in London. Also detach the 4, and then you will hand over to another driver to continue to have. Oh, I just need decouple them. Oh, no wait. The hell? Haslemere. What? Aren't I supposed to wait? Let's go to next. Oh, what the hell? Next. Which one's? Not this one. Not this one. It's supposed to be this one. But it's not allowing me to, it's not allowing me to, for some reason it's not allowing me to uncouple it. For some odd reason. Haslemere 2. Really odd. No, it's not allowing me to uncouple it for some really odd, weird reason. Let's see if I go in. Ooh. No, it's not allowing me to uncouple it for some odd reason. I don't know. Even the light grey ones, it's not even allowing me to uncouple. Anyway, well, I'll save it. I might come back to it because obviously I want to get the thing. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video anyway. From what's it, Woking to Haslemere with this odd formation, and it's even odder to uncouple. Maybe I was doing something wrong. You'll probably nag at me in the comment section below, like, oh, why didn't you do this one? Anyway, I'll go back to it. I've saved it anyway. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Train Simulator 2014 video. More stuff to come. Season motion as well. SimCity maybe as well when I get time. Like and favorite if you guys want to. Share and favorite with your friends about what you do. Subscribe if you want to keep in the loop of when I upload videos and that. That'd be really appreciated. And yeah, comment down in the section below, ask me anything, and I'll try and answer it. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye, guys.